We've entered dangerous territory. We need to build the fleet. New designs, new weapons, new eternal warfare. We use squadron tactics to bring the entire sector under our command. Let's see how well the enemy repels our armada. We're back, and we're having issues with the Lapsis. We need to get the death laser working, and this system here, while powerful, is just not good enough. So I'm going to overhaul it, and let's see what we get. And this is what we get. As you can see, we now have a gigantic reactor core surrounded by dilation pumps. Obviously, we have a few crew in each of these areas. We're currently about to engage an enemy target. So each of these two are controlling three things. Obviously, the entire central area is very easy to charge, and we are fully charging the large reactor, because when it's fully charged, it gives you 4 bars rather than 3. So each one of these is immediately basically powered. You can see they go out, they charge their 3, and they move on. We have a few minor issues with the lower pump areas down here, the actual amplifications, but they also kind of work as well. One of our big issues right now is the fact that our crew here, who power this, now can no longer power the engines fast enough because they now have a very, very long walk. And that, of course, causes problems. But the heating system, we've taken the front's gone. The heating system is now completely destroying enemy targets. See, the entire thing is on fire during that conversation. We have all of our point defense also firing. We have the 2 big lasers. The 2 big lasers are now being powered by 2 people powering at each side. Of course, we still have 4 people here running charge all the way over to here rather than actually having a reactor, so it doesn't get targeted. I wouldn't have targeted in the centre, but this ship is now becoming a true powerhouse. The Lapsis is now on Mark 7. I still think we should have 2 thermal resonance lancers. It will halve the power of every single thing. I think a single Doom laser is sadly not possible. It's great against smaller targets, but against the larger ones, we'd need probably like 10 of these at the back running. We could still do it. I could put another one here and here dead easily, but I don't think it'll have the power we wish for. So with that being the case, apparently absorbing an asteroid and pieces of dead ship with me, I forgot to completely destroy, we now have something looking like this. Is the death laser going to work with a generation of 3 of these? This cost me most of my crew, all of my resources, by the way, but if this works, this should be able to insta-melt everything, although I do think it's probably going to overheat pretty fast. We're going to test it on this grouping over here as we go around this asteroid I stole. Or, apparently it's another group of 8, we're just going to completely destroy them, because this isn't exactly a threat. Let's kill them and then find a real target, maybe this one. I will say, however, seeing this thing fight, we're quite interested. Look at the size of that beam! The entire ship is red! Oh my god. Okay, that's 1 gone. So I will say that's pretty effective. Obviously we have point defense and stuff firing all the others. That ship's already exploded. The laser turret. See, a 2 laser would of course be much better. But that's an entire ship on fire. Oh my god. The enemy isn't exactly stopping us, by the way. So let's do that and carry on turning. Can I not have you... Can I have you target this? Yeah, go shoot that. So I will say the laser, oh my god, is a bit stronger. This fleet's obviously dead. Let's go find the successor and see what this can now do. Oh, the heating is real bad. We'll figure that out in a second. I have to admit, I do like seeing a massive beam of death just turning entire ships into slag. That is slag the metal, not slag the creature. Look at it go. And all of those ships, they're on fire. Doesn't matter if they're still moving, the crew's dead. This is just too much fire beam for one ship to handle. I mean, quite literally, look at the piping I need to make this thing run. The death laser is being tested. Successor, let's find you. The Mark 8 is on its way. The successor is dead ahead, only half a click. We're about to enter combat range. How will this go? I'm not going to give it any orders. There's a lot of shield and cannons. Can it breach? The entire left side of the ship is on fire. Well, at least being hit by fire, it's lit up. Are we crushing through? The answer is that's on fire there. That's all exploded. Is that because my laser's shooting, or is the heat just taking it over? The entire thing has gone. I can't tell if it's because of my cannon fire, which I don't have, my laser fire, or just everything on fire. Either way, tier 8s are no longer a problem because that died way too fast. We need more targets. Also, that was the only damage we took. That bit just there. The one the dead crew are slowly floating by. New target. Let's go hunting for some tier 9s. We found an unknown target. Apparently pulled some shit with us I didn't even notice. But we now have a tier 8 intercessor. Now these things are usually quite powerful. I'm going to aim the laser straight down the middle. And we'll see if I'm able to crack the shield. The answer... Oh, it stopped firing. Oh, okay. The successor is still defending its friend the pirate, eh? The answer to can it stop that is... Well, it's hard to tell. Everything just caught fire and exploded. But it looks to me like most of the ship is on fire. The EMP is helping, and that's the entire ship on fire from one beam. It's still not going through shields fast enough, but it is turning entire ships into infernos. Oh my god, stop firing faster, I'm talking. So yeah, I'm liking the beam. I'm not sure I trust the beam. Looks to me like a chunk of our ship exploded just there. They couldn't get through to the reactor, which is now a weaker point. Now I've just realised that. We'll need to fortify that area better. But I think we're doing okay. Why aren't you connected? Also, while I'm at it, using the remnants of the other ship, I've kind of moved a few of the crew things around. There was a crew thing for this bit here. I've now turned that into an open way, so these people can now charge this and this a lot faster from the very overpowered reactor core. It does mean, however, this is a weaker target again, but I'm willing to take that risk to power my guns and my shield. And also, while I'm at it, turn this into a second shield gen defending the area as well. It makes it a bit weaker, but we now have overlapping shields, overlapping defences, and a very good access to the large reactor core behind a very clear walkway straight down the middle. Only 2 and a bit armours now defend my reactor. Let's see if that causes problems. Now, obviously, while I'm clearing this up, what I could do is quite seriously just remove this entire section here and have probably another 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, probably like, you know, this area here repeated here, powering the frontal laser back here behind a load of shields. Yeah, at least maybe another 3 of these along this area. It would make a super powered death laser, but as you can see, even at tier 9s while doing well, it still needs supporting weapons to go through the enemy shields. The super Death Star laser is just not fully powerful. I am, however, willing to copy this a couple more times to see what it looks like. I just don't think it would do very well. We're engaging a tier 9. I was expecting to do more preparation, but I actually lengthened the entire ship by a couple of pieces. And then I sent it straight in. Apparently that was the wrong move, as all the people have only just gotten to their jobs. So the entire side piece, including the new disruptors over here, don't, see this, even this bit here, have any energy. So even though I've armoured it a bit more, it's kinda going through. Now luckily I can just charge up the shields, but as you may notice, it's kinda getting there. But this is a tier 9 and Astreus. Without my EMP, we're kinda not doing a goddamn thing. But as you can see from it, it is taking a lot of hits. So we cannot yet destroy these things without EMPing them. So I am, although the entire side over here is on fire, so I am thinking, sadly, we can't do a death laser. It's a shame. It's obviously on like 1/4. You can see it's literally the entire ship's just catching fire. The entire centre is basically gone. Once we breach, entire ships literally melt from the inside. Unfortunately, as you can see, the breaching part is the problem. See that? That's gone. That's going. The entire ship is literally a blazing inferno. But I do not think anything more heavily shielded would be an easy kill. So we can't just go one big gun. Ooh, that really went. So there we are. How far did it get? Ooh, that was close. So we're going to rebuild from the damage and then start working on the rest of our ships. Let's get the fleet combat ready. We only have frigates and our capital. Let's make a few more. I mean, I will say the ship is significantly more powerful when all the guns are firing, like point defense, lasers and so on. But yeah, without the big, massive gun being able to breach, we need even more disruptors. It does mean we could go big death laser and a load of disruptors to bring it down, which might be the way forward. And this is only about half the full building area. To put like loads more behind it, like another 2 or 3 behind it. We could build a literal Death Star, and maybe we will. But for now, as you can see, entire ships do burn when unshielded, and even when shielded now, we EMP through them. Although my laser guns do seem to occasionally be shooting each other. But that ship there That was a complete... No, you're not surrendering. It was a complete and total wipe. However, let's get the rest of the ships back up and running, because too much time on the Lapsis. Sadly, during any attempt to start building and reformatting my ship, we keep getting locals. Now, the locals are more local than I'd like to admit. I do like the Catalyst style, but they are kind of getting in the way. We've had missiles, we've had cannons, we've got autosaves and laser beams. Of course, the laser beam here isn't exactly helping them, because as you can see, the entire ship is on fire here. These kind of ships, while very powerful, can't in any way, shape or form slow us down. And as you can see with this, very little damage was done. Although I still need some more front line. Let's look at the frigates. Currently we only have 4 frigates, the Cones, the Yaks, the Dragon Man and the Lofi. These are of course Generation 7 according to the name. These are of course Generation 5 fire starships with the outer markers. Currently there's no crew on them, there's some inside this station. It's a basic station. I basically built this Omicron array to store all my resources and have a place just so I can actually have all my people standing. Let's fully equip the Lofi. The problem we have with these things, they don't have the best reverse thrusters. I only have the 2 little ones on here. They can turn pretty fast. Obviously you have the 2 small thrusters on the side. They do have a good forward thrusters to be able to keep up with things. But the reverse thrusters are a problem. I could put proper thrusters, but then my crew have to cross over. And of course that means removing certain things. Currently they will have disruptors and a fire beam. The disruptors keep down the shields and the fire beam softens them. I have been told cannons would be a better bet, but I do love my lasers. They run at the maximum output of heat. If the laser's just firing, they can survive for quite a long time. As you can see, the heat does build up, but not too much. The problem they have is, when the other guns are firing and the engines, they are a serious problem. They overheat massively from the engines. I could have the engines disconnected, but then they don't move as fast. So for now, my options are limited and probably involve a radiator. I could put 2 radiators here, but then, if I do that, it really weakens the entire area back here. And I'm not entirely sure I like the look of it. I could have 2 radiators here, connected like there and moving on, but then it means they get picked off. Obviously these ships are thicker and wider than the original non-Meltdown update class, but I still don't want them to be too thick. Too thick at the end of the next designation. Some of the things I can do to sort stuff out is go for the huge thrusters like this. If I go for 2 huge thrusters, I don't really need to connect them to the heat piping network to keep them running, because obviously they have a huge amount of thrust as is, and that should solve the whole thrust issue. Unless, you know, one of the connections is through a bedroom. With the 2 new huge thrusters, our top speed is about 60 to 70. If I connect them, the top speed is going to be very interesting. It is going to be 92. It's next to 22 speed, but as you can see, the heating starts getting up quite significantly. So as it slowly burns through the sky, actually moving, you can see this beam is firing and it no longer overheats. So having the huge thrusters solves the heating problem. I'd like 1 more radiator so I can overclock these, but I don't think that's possible. Speaking of I don't think that's possible, the Ural Cone, still using the 3 regular engines, is currently significantly faster than the 2 huge engines. So apparently we will be losing speed. Great. The Cone is currently at an 81.3 at full speed, and the Lofi apparently taps out about 70. So having the 2 huge engines loses 11 meters a second, but it does mean the ship doesn't explode. Am I okay with losing the speed? Currently, yes, but experimentation will mean this ship will change again in the future. This is our current model. It actually does annoy me losing that speed, I'll be honest. If I turn just 1 engine on, we gain our speed back, but it looks a bit odd. In fact, it looks way too odd now I'm looking at it. Why is that turning on? If I turn both on, this stops powering to try and do that. But as you can see, the heat keeps growing. I think, for now, we're going with these 2 running at 10 meters slower. I'll bring them both back to Omicron Larray, and we'll carry on making new ships. Ignore this one, still working on it. With the design getting more finalised, I am still thinking another one of these radiators. We do need more reverse thrusters. I have tried doing something. I'm just going to go through here. As you can see, I tried doing that. And it does give it more reverse thrusters, but it looks kind of dumb. so I didn't. Most people just build a ship that works and make it aesthetically pleasing first. I don't do that. I want my ships to look ship-shape, and this is currently a ship-ish shape. There's nowhere I can put it in its current design, is there? There really isn't. Ugh. Sadly, I'm beginning to think this design may have hit its usefulness. We may have to replace it. So this style is going to go out of style. I even replaced this bit here with standard thrusters. It makes it significantly more powerful to reverse, but then the laser beam can't get through. So the low feeder cones and so on, this is their current final form. So if these truly are their final forms, can this squad wipe out tier 9s on their own? Because obviously right now I'm having a manpower issue. I am still building more ships. As you can see, a cones copy is being built here. So Omicron Lyrae will be where I am storing ships to use and to build. So anytime I need more forces, they get built here. There will of course be fighters which get destroyed easily. The destroyer class which is being built over here. Don't look at it. The frigate class. Technically a frigate class over here. The cones or whatever. And while on to ship classes, this one over here on the left is the original fighter. This is the Mark 6, I believe. And this is the A1 Mark 3 of the new fire class, as you can tell. The difference between them is obviously this one is mostly manually run and also has a way of jumping from sector to sector. It doesn't really need the hyperdrive, but it has the hyperdrive. It has a lot less thrusters, which is a problem. The reactor is much more dangerously at the front. And there's no pipes feeding everything, so it needs a 4-man crew. To me, fighters are between 2 and 4 people. Because obviously you can't just do a 1-man fighter yet until the update finally happens. Anything over 6 starts going into bomber and corvette territory. My original fighters were 6 people. But even with this is still quite powerful. It obviously gets killed pretty easily, but it fires a lot more than this. It's also half the size. So tell me in the comments down below, which of these fighters do you like seeing the most? Obviously I could just remove the hyperdrive and probably will, just dismantle and rebuild them when I get to new sectors. But which fighter style do you like? Obviously I could put lasers on it, but it requires even more crew to run. And again, that's when bombers start happening and corvette classes. Also, as you can clearly see from here, the bigger fighter is a lot faster than this by about 22 meters a second. So we will be running the A1, 2 and 3. The old class will be sitting back at base while I figure out a better design. Also, while I'm assembling my fleet, I keep coming across more and more dead ships strewn across the area. There's one over here, bit over here, and if I scroll all the way up here, there's loads of it over here. Whatever's happening, there's a war in this sector and I want to be involved. And while I want to shipbuilding as my fighters move across the other side, I'm looking at the Lapsis again, and I'm making a change. Can you see what it is? That's right, I've changed a few things, and I have even more damage amplification pumps rather than AoE pumps. I'm going to change the 2 side bits to be entirely damage amplification. If we can't overwhelm them using huge amounts of AoE, I'm going to straight up melt the shields immediately. So there'll be some changes in this. Let's go see what the frigates and fighters can do. Holy crap, that thing looks different with all the extra damage amplification. Look at that beam of death. I think I'm changing the other side too. Look at it go! Is it even running okay? It's still powering down a bit. I think it does actually still need more crew. Probably it needs 1 per amplification, which makes this a super death thing. But look at that. That is horrifyingly powerful now. Half it isn't even turning off. Okay, we can work with this. We'll ignore the fire, the fleet is moving. Luffy, Cones, Wild Yaks, and the A1 and 2. We are heading towards an Astraeus, which if I remember correctly, is a massive shield wall with a lot of lasers. Can the 4 crew destroy it? They bloody should, there's 4 of them. Now, one thing I'm always curious about is how these things independent fire. So of course I have no power of that. I can pause and min-max the crap out of firing by targeting specific things, like getting my ships behind them and shooting them in the engines, or, you know, the control rooms. But mostly I'm kind of curious to see where weaponry fires, because it always goes for a linear path straight to the reactor. And obviously a fire beam, or a fire lance, isn't very good at killing a reactor, is it? Why are you 3 not moving? So, quite clearly, punching through heavy armor with a fire beam isn't the best route to take. Can you 2 stop hooking each other? Oh, it also has missiles. I forgot about that. So if we go back to this, as you can see, the beam, one is hitting here. Don't know what that's targeting. One is hitting here. Don't know what that's targeting. So what are these beams even going for? Like, explain that to me. Oh, the Wild Yaks is already going down. It's just a weird situation, isn't it? Like, why are they aiming in those places is basically the question. That, well, the Wild Yaks is gone. Yep, the Wild Yaks has died. Like, why would they go for those specific places? It's just extremely, extremely odd. Now, looking at my ship, as you can see, I think it needs more side thrusters as well. The forward thrusters are actually a major problem to it. It is having major issues turning round and retreating. So, oh god, the Wild Yaks is devastated. Luckily, the Dragon Man's holding. The Cones is holding. There we are. So it's just one of those things. I think, watching the targeting over here, see, it's trying to take out this. Obviously, it's slowly heating up because of this bit here. But why is it targeting this? Clearly, there's better targets. Dragon Man survived. It's now going for the next priority target, the Cones. So the squadron tactics do... Why are you two doing that? Get out of there. So the squadron tactics definitely work. Obviously, one of these ships on its own would definitely have already be dead. As it is, this entire ship is mostly on fire. Side engines are gone. Obviously, more and more of it is being destroyed as time goes by. And the 2-point defense fighters, I don't know what they've done, but they exist. They're mainly there, obviously, to soak up fire, distract from main targets, and shoot down any missiles which happen to go by. Either way, the Astraeus has basically gone down because most of it has burnt to death. But problems persist. We need those reverse thrusters. So despite my objections and saying quite literally, it's finished, I'm going to have to figure out how to... Oh, are you dying? Oh no, the Wild Yaks crew are dying. I'm going to have to figure out where to put those extra thrusters in to get this frigate class running. Oh, dip! The Wild Yaks is so fully destroyed I can't even reboard it. It's absolutely gone. Our first true loss, the Wild Yaks, is dead. Oh well, that's a problem. Let's rebuild another one. With the Wild Yaks dead, the Cones and the Lofi are now supporting the Lapsis. The Lapsis is going out to kill a pirate base. The Cones has been upgraded. It's just a teeny tiny amount, but now has 2 small thrusters here and here. I'm not a fan of it, but that's where they currently are, slowly charging without the power of steam. Ignoring that, we move onto this asteroid field to give more testing. If the Cones is better with 2 tiny thrusters, then we move forward with it. But the fleet keeps on growing and evolving, and war is inevitable. Once we're fully prepared, we are moving on to the Cabal. We are going to fight the Cabal and destroy the Cabal. Are you still having energy problems because of this? And if we get to kill the Cabal, I will be happy. I may have to move the engine system further down. Right now, it just doesn't work well because they're moving too far to get the energy. Why is it always the defended asteroid fields with the best asteroids? I've been scraping resources from the worst possible places. Either way, the Lapsis is getting its kill with the new death laser. Will it be powerful? Let's find out. We're engaging a Ballistraria, kind of intriguing, and of course the Lofi is already moving to do its attack. Will our point defense bring down the missiles? The answer is yes, 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 and yes. And the beam is already heating up the entire inner side. Look at the size of the beam difference. I didn't even expect to see much of that. The entire ship is gone. Yep, we are keeping this. We are keeping this well. Lapsis, you are now a powerhouse of Moida. Such a powerhouse of Moida, in fact, that none of my ships took damage. That's madness. No damage whatsoever. We will salvage and we will move on. People want to see cannons on these things. We will start making cannon-based ships. I do have an entire frigate and destroyer line I'm going to be building with cannons. That other ship you saw, don't look at it, will eventually have cannons and missiles. It will be supporting the frigates which have the lasers. But for now, everything is lasery. Our next target is a juridical, which is 4 machine guns as opposed to the standard 2 we've been seeing. Will that save them? The laser beam of death says no. Although its friend might hit me from the rear. The laser beam of death is firing. Let's see how well it does. The entire shield system is already... Look at the size of the AoE. Straight through. Although those missions... Oh, yeah, I think going AoE was the worst situation. Doing this... The heat and the damage is going through shields like butter. Look at it. So I'm going to change the system on the left as well to also do damage rather than AoE. And we'll keep on fighting. Another kill, a quick repair, then we move on to the final ship. What are you, final ship? You are another juridical. Can you do serious devastating damage? The laser beam is going to go right down your throat this time. Let's see what it actually does. The answer is that's on fire. Good. That's on fire. The entire ship is on fire. I am enjoying the... Look at this. Look at that. It was instant. The entire thing just went on fire. I'm enjoying the new death beam. Why aren't you firing? Either way, that ship is dead. I don't know why you're not firing. Oh, there's a piece of dead ship in the way. It's not firing because of that? Well, that's just embarrassing. Either way, this area is cleared. 3 more tier 9s. And not enough damage for me to care. And I think the Lofi will also take the 2 extra little thrusters that the cones have, so they seem to be very useful. And as the remnants of these battles slowly disappears inside the termite, we continue to take those resources back to build more frigates. The Wild Yaks has been replaced. Not with a new Wild Yaks, they're dead, but with a new frigate. And that's what I want, security. The fleet has many backups, or soon will do. Ironically, our main problem is actually a lack of copper. We don't have enough copper pieces. We have plenty of uranium for cores, but not enough to build doorways and things, which is a weird situation, which is why I'm very happy we've taken this. Now we get to have even more copper, even more titanium. More and more ships will leave the production line of the Omicron Lyrae station, which currently just houses all my resources and is an easy kill if anyone finds it. And as more ships eventually start meeting our front lines, we have to start deciding where they should play their vital role. Obviously, the frigate class of the Cones and the Lofi, their entire role is flanking and hitting them in the side with the beams. The Lapsis is entirely a heavy front brawler. This brings the power and the death. The Destroyer class, there's probably going to be a couple of them. We need missiles as support, and cannons as very long-range devastation. Let's see how the beam goes through 2 shields. So this shouldn't stay up too long. So it's already on fire. So your shield's already on fire. Looks like only 1 is, so it's very on fire now. Oh, that entire shield has just lost its entire group. No one will be able to reinforce that because it's literally a blazing inferno. They're not trying to put it out by the looks of it. I am thinking maybe more EMP. Oh my god, went straight through. But it still does quite well. Obviously there's still weak points back over here. The missiles here now fired. Did any of these missiles even hit the target? It's firing them. Didn't see that. So yeah, missile support, cannon support, maybe more beam support. With every single growth and every single battle, new things happen. Yep, the flame missiles are literally hitting now. Okay, we're turning those off. So now we know that missiles should probably be fired out of the rear. So I want this to be basically a jack of all trades, master of none. What are you? You're a rampart. I love the paint style of the rampart. I really do. Tank, kill, destroy. Obviously I could make an actual proper tanker class, but then we'd need the enemy to actually target it. Right now, as the beam cuts through, see this? Everything is on fire. The entire ship is burning. The death laser is really powerful. So it's time to turn this side into a death laser as well and put the engines further back so they actually work. Either way, minimal damage, they're still going for this. Oh, they actually set it on fire. And we carry on building. Oh, they even killed a person. Proud of them. So with every battle, the evolution continues. Obviously, there is a few minor changes, but the ships always get more powerful. The engines are further back. They now have a better way for them to get energy for this section. And with every change, a new test. Let's go kill something else to test out if the engines work and the missiles fire. The engines now appear to be permanently on. These need to stop firing, so the engines now work. The laser weaponry system should be more powerful because I've connected 2 more of these. And we have missiles firing from the rear. But testing, as always, is in the heat of battle. And obviously every kill is experience, but every dead ship is money and resources. Their dead ships are my new recruits. I just wish I could take their people as recruits too, but unfortunately, involuntary internship is not yet a thing we have in this game. This level 4 Vindicator, how long will you last? Lapsis, melt its face off. Oh wow, you are melting its face off. The thing is already mostly on fire. We have big flames, the front is gone where the beam has hit, and that ship is already dead. Move on to the next one. That was very, very quick. The Lapsis is now literally a powerhouse of madness. Again, I will be building a death laser later. I'm still debating 2 lasers on the front, but I think for now, the singular laser is where I'm happy. Can I melt down the front against this dual cannon system? Let's find out, because there is a piece of Vindicator. Oh, look at you, using a traction beam. Go straight through, melt its face. The entire thing has gone soft. The entire thing is on fire. That ship is already dead. Tier 7s are no longer a problem. Wow, that really is dead. Did we fire any missiles? Oh, we are firing missiles. They are targeting the dead ship, but we are firing missiles now. Good. Oh, this is also gone, let's face it. The enemy is slightly faster than my ship, so I'm just letting it burn to death, and there we go. More kills. Look at them all escaping. Why can't I offer them sanctuary and forcibly intern them? And the damage was 3 pieces of armor, a couple of guns, and a slight scratch on a thruster. Yes, tier 6s, 7s and 8s are no longer any issue whatsoever. Let's salvage. And with the success of the Lapsis, we do need more ships. So obviously we have the Nanolis here replacing the Wild Yaks. Yes, we have a new ship. I'm looking at this. This is an older missile cruiser design I had, as you can see, with 0 piping. I'm going to pipe it and see what I can make with it. It's time to get a missile gunboat. And it ends up looking a little something like this. Obviously we have the 2 missile positions at the back and a space for 2 more up here. The piping now goes into most of the engines, only 2 again at the back, does the side ones and the forward and reverse thrusters. So it can now get out of combat and into combat easily. Now obviously it is an easier target to kill with only an 18-man crew, because I don't want it to be too draining on resources. Obviously my crew are needed for the front line of combat. Even this many people is still a lot of people. So this is now a gunboat. Welcome to the fleet. The UL Raymond, or Raymond as it now officially is known. We now have a missile gunboat, 4 frigates, and an assault cruiser, maybe battleship, I'm unsure. Let's go murdering. I edited a bit more. There was no actual walkway into the launcher, and there was no good airlock hatches, so here we are. Adding a missile boat, the best place to test a missile boat is inside of a gigantic field obscuring targeting scanners. It's the best place to figure out long-range combat where you can't see the enemy. Now the Raymond should be able to fire once it sees the enemy from obviously the other's vision. It is an Astraeus, so the Lofi is in trouble. It is trying to retreat. That is a problem for them. And the missiles are striking. The Lofi is having issues. Turn sideways, matey. Yeah, the missiles are a problem and they're behind every other thing. But as you can see, it's firing. It's providing support. It's effective. 2 or 3 gunboats, I feel, or missile boats, will be very useful for long-term combat. I don't think I want to have the fire missiles in there. I'm thinking maybe nuclear missiles in the future. But, you know, it's a good start. Oh, that entire ship is basically gone. And the Lofi was saved, although that really did drill in. It didn't go for the killing blow. Astraeus, you're going to regret that. Now, ignoring the Astraeus as it explodes, the Raymond, by the looks of it, just needs better missile support. So obviously these could be here and they could be there, so the missiles could go in. Reloading is taking too long, and obviously the heat is not going in either. There's not enough heat being produced by this ship. Lofi, did you survive? Oh, you couldn't get closer to dying if you tried, could you? A single door prevented you from exploding. Rearm, repair, resupply, and let's carry on. I also rebuilt the Raymond. The missiles are now at the front, the pipes go down the back, and the missiles are over here. This should be better, and they are now regular missiles as opposed to heat missiles. Oh, and I was going to demonstrate on a pirate base, but it turns out we're fighting a renegade pack bounty. The pirate base is over there. We'll kill this, move to there. The first one is a renegade successor. We'll be able to destroy that. The Raymond is already keeping its distance and firing missiles. It does need actual proper loaders. Right now it does not have those. But as you can see, it's keeping away and firing. It is staying at full distance as much as it can. The cones has turned. The successor is being attacked. The Lofi has gone for the contender. And the successor is being hit by missile. Well, it's not. It's almost being hit by missile after missile. There is fire going on. It's taking hits. There is damage. It is going down. The cones, of course, is not a close quarter ship, so it's taking a bit of damage to all the cannons. Although the cones has been shoved into the enemy, and the Lapsis is kind of trying to shoot over it. Can the Raymond fire some more missiles? The answer is... Where's your firing arc? There we go, it's gone. Yes. Although it doesn't have a greater range as I thought, and apparently we can't supercharge missiles? That's a shame. Either way, the cones lost half of it again. Rebuild, rearm, carry on. Let's go kill that pirate base. Once this pirate base is gone, we officially own this sector. Everything else will be easily killed. We'll be using this to move on to the next system. And with the next system, we are going to declare war on the Cabal. I am tired of them existing. I love their ships. Oh, something's died here. I just want them to be a little more dead and a little less active. Who the hell fought here? I will say the enemy force looks quite active, as seeing 4 defensive positions, 1 station, and 4 active combat vessels around it. I'm currently charging up the Nanlis, as you can see in the top right. We're going in with a larger force. The Lapsis is moving in. The Nanalis is moving to support. The Termite is currently stealing bits of ship which the Lapsis stole. Oh, I figured out why they're having issues. That is massive. Okay. Problems. Move up. We're now engaging a medium-high explosive missile thing. The Raymond is going into here. The Lofi is moving up. The Cones is advancing to there. And the Lapsis is melting the target. Wait. Palo Alto base is trying to surrender. Keep pushing, keep pushing. So as we push forwards, of course, we melt, we destroy. We don't need to do this, as you may have noticed. It's just the way things are. We go in, we melt the center. Oh my god, that entire station just died in seconds. The Cones is being annihilated. A blacksmith just got behind it. I don't know what's going on over there. The Raymond and Lofi are trying to support. I don't know where the Nanalis is. It's a bit of a problem. Maybe we can kill the control room at the back. The blacksmith has annihilated vast chunks of the Cones. It's going down. It is doing huge amounts of fire against the Raymond. This is a light support ship. It should not be there. The Lapsis has lost chunks of its side. This missile platform over here is still engaging. I don't know why it's still firing at the base. I think it's trying to kill that target over there. It's going up against this heavily shielded medium facility now. The Nanalis is still coming round. I think he got stuck on the asteroid. Okay, we're now engaging multiple sides. I don't think that's going to do very much. It's heating up. Okay, that will burn and die. The blacksmith has turned. It is trying to kill the Raymond. The Raymond needs to get out of there. You're a longer range ship. Oh, you can't flee. All of your engines are gone. Okay, just keep turning. The laser platform is lasting quite a long time. Luckily, there were beams and death everywhere. That thing is now on fire. You need to turn and burn the blacksmith. What a phrase. The Raymond has just exploded. This is its first test in combat. It did not do well. The medium laser facility is down, and Nanalis is down as well. This has been a devastating combat system for us. We have killed the blacksmith. The Lofi took out the cockpit. We have succeeded. We have lost the Cones, the Raymond, the Nanalis. We've lost the A1, and the A2 is currently okay. So we can rebuild a couple of these, but we have taken losses. Let me mop up. Oh, and just like that, every ship has been rebuilt. Of course, they've all gained 1 extra kill counter, but the Lapsus has cleared out everything apart from the unclassified misdemeanor. This is the final ship defending the area. The other ones tried to run. Oh, and just like that, the thing burnt to death. The unclassified misdemeanor's gone. In multiple pieces, in fact. Whatever's over here which tried to attack us is also gone as well. Well, there's still missiles firing. Oh, here it is. The Seeper. The Seeper is dead, and for some reason the Raymond has tried to ram it. Everything has gained a kill counter. Raymond is now on 1. Cones is now on 4. The Nanalis is also on 1. Oh, and the A1 fighter is completely dead. So with that, we've officially cleansed the system. We've taken the system. We now have effective frigates. We now have a better capital ship. And we have missile support. 2 or 3 more missile ships will be added. And then we're moving on to the next sector. The Great War continues. Let's build up our fleets and send them through. It's a shame about our first fighter, but we are prepared, we are ready. The fleet is going forward.